Hello everyone, welcome to another live stream here on Play on GAA. My name is Seamus Brady and this is a live stream of the All-Ireland Football Final of 2022. Kerry against Galway. I cannot wait for this. The All-Ireland Football Final of 2022, the first All-Ireland Final without Dublin or Mayo being part of it since 2014. So absolutely cannot wait for this one. Here comes Michael D. Higgins. He's coming out. Of course, he's going through the teams, so I'm going to go through the teams real quickly with yous. So, Kerry, first of all, they've gone with Shane Ryan in goal. Fullback line, Graham O'Sullivan, Jason Foley, and Tom O'Sullivan. Of course, Tom O'Sullivan has been a fantastic attacking threat this season for Kerry. The halfback line is Brino Bjuglich, Tyg Morley, and Gavin White. The midfield pairing then is David Moran and Jack Barry. The half-forward line is Dermot O'Connor, Sean O'Shea, and Stephen O'Brien. And the full-forward line is Paddy Clifford, David Clifford, and Paul Gainey. Interesting enough, Stefan Akumba, of course, who came back from the AFL this season, he hadn't necessarily played that much football in the championship. He's actually on the bench for Kerry. Darren Moynihan got injured in a Kerry training session, I believe, and he is not on the Kerry bench. Stefan Akumba slots in on the bench for him. It'll be actually really, really interesting to see will Akumba play a role in the game at some point as it goes on, because my God, like the athleticism that he has, he could offer something to the midfield, especially as David Moran tires. But it'll be interesting to see if they bring him in, to the white heat of a battle in an All-Ireland football final. On Galway's side, Pádraig Joyce goes with Conor Gleeson in goal, full-back line of Liam Silk, Sean Kelly and Jack Glynn, a half-back line of Dylan McHugh, John Daly and Kieran Malloy, a midfield pairing of Paul Conroy and Killian McDade, a half-forward line of Patrick Kelly, Matthew Tierney and Johnny Heaney, and a full-forward line of Robert Finnerty, Damien Coma and Shane Walsh. So no doubt Galway's strength is their midfield pairing of Conroy and McDade is absolutely superb. And then that full forward line of Finnerty, Comer and Walsh is where that's their holy trinity that Paddy Andrews was saying. That's their holy trinity. I think along with Conroy and McDade, they're the keys for this Galway side to make them tick. At the back, Sean Kelly's going to have one of the games of his life. He's going to have to pick up David Clifford, I imagine. He's going to have to probably hold them to 3-4 points, because David Clifford is next level, and just hope that Sean O'Shea has a bit of an off day in the freeze. Galway need more to go right for them. They need to get the rub of the green. Interesting enough, of course, Cian O'Neill is in the Galway backroom team. He was in the Kerry backroom team when they actually last won the All-Ireland way back in 2014. That's a long time ago now. So, this is a massive stage. And for a county like Kerry, 8 years without an All-Ireland title is too long. And what I was mentioning on the GAA show podcast was Dublin's era of winning, the 6 All-Ireland titles in a row did come off the back of only one minor All-Ireland title, whereas Kerry had won 5 All-Ireland minor titles in a row. And these lads now breaking into the side. Shawnee O'Shea was on those teams. David Clifford was on those teams. There's more lads coming through. Paul O'Shea, Paul Walsh. It's going to get better and better for Kerry. And maybe will this be the day where they finally break through? They did the handshakes. Now they are running off. The red carpet drill is over. We are approaching throw-in here now. Obviously, both teams heading off now, doing the warm-up. I think we're going to have the walk around the pitch. We're going to have the national anthem, and of course, and then the game will get started. It is an absolute sight for it's a sight for sore eyes, Croke Park. It's absolutely incredible. The colour and the noise. Galway's, of course, the first All-Ireland final since 2001, and that day, Pádraig Joyce was 24 years old, playing a full forward. I doubt he thought back then that the next time he'd be back in an All-Ireland final, he'd be managing Galway in 21 years later. So this is what I mean about clinching the moment. This is what I mean about taking advantage of what current state you find yourself in. Galway would never have thought back then, when they had the likes of Pádraig Joyce, Michael Donnellan, Derek Savage, Sean O'Dupuer, Kevin Walsh. They never would have thought back then that they would not get to another All-Ireland final for 21 years. Things just happen in the game where, the years just clock on and things happen where you don't get to where you want to get to. Like Dublin went 16 years without winning an All-Ireland title. Kerry have gone 8 years without winning an All-Ireland title. And Galway were in a real strong position in 2001. They'd won the All-Ireland in 1998. They'd been to the final in 2000 and they won it again in 2001. And then all of a sudden they go through a bit of a barren spell. And this is what I mean about this situation here for Galway and Kerry. It's massive for them that they can get to this stage and that they can take advantage of the situations that they are at. It's massive. So yeah, I truly cannot wait for this game. If you're watching, get it in the comments below. What do you think is going to happen with this game? Because I actually cannot wait for this. It's going to be one hell of a game. God, the atmosphere there looks absolutely incredible. Like, it really does. I mean, what a stadium it is. I mean, speaking on the flip side, what a stadium it actually is. Like, when you consider the things that had to be put into place for that stadium to be what it is, it's absolutely incredible. Okay, prediction time. And interestingly enough, I whacked up a poll there a few minutes ago. Galway are not really fancied by anyone here. Like 86% of people here, I'm looking at it. 86% of people say Kerry are going to win. 14% of people say Galway are going to win. It really does seem like it's Kerry's time. And Kerry, Kerry, year after year now, since these young lads have come into the side, it's been, this is going to be Kerry's year. This is going to be Kerry's year. It's time to stand up or shut up, as Johnny Mack said. Stand up and be counted now or shut up. The Flares in Hill 16 are one hell of a sight. I have to say, I love them. Galway, this is what I'm talking about with Galway here. Galway have nothing to lose. Galway have absolutely nothing to lose. They're going to go into this game and they're going to be saying, lads, we've got absolutely nothing to lose here. We can just give it a lash. Kerry are the ones that all the pressure is on in this game. This is their time. They have to stand up and be counted in a game like this because it's 8 years and the Kerry fans, they've been waiting pretty patiently now for this team to break through. And bringing in Jack O'Connor, it was clear that Jack O'Connor was for instant results. Galway need so much big games out of these guys. They need a massive game. Imagine the stage here for the likes of Matthew Tierney, for the likes of Jack Lynn, who just a year ago in 2021 were playing in that under-20 final against Dublin. Like, it's crazy when you look at how quick and how fast their careers have just gone and how quickly in the space of a year. It's mad. It's absolutely mad. I would love to see Galway win. I can't lie. I'm usually a man who's up for the underdog. So yeah, but realistically, I've said Kerry since the beginning of the year. Since the beginning of the year, I thought, no, there's just something different about Kerry this time. There's something about their defensive structure. There's something about what Paddy Tally has brought to the table. There's something about the fact that they're 3 years more mature now than when they were in that All-Ireland final against Dublin. Like, when they were in that final against Dublin, they were raw. They were still a bit of a gun-ho team. This time, they're a lot more wily. They're a lot more experienced. They know how to keep in their defensive shape. They know how to keep in their defensive structure. They kept Dublin out a lot in that game, and I was really impressed to hold that Dublin forward line to 113. His magnificent defending. And over the last few years, especially last year against Tyrone walked through them in that semi-final. Galway will not walk through them here. Interestingly enough, Galway have really impressed me with their experience too and their composure. I was saying, in that game against Derry, they showed absolutely so much calmness, composure. They were really composed. They played like a team that had been around the block time and time again. And they're not. Like, there's only 3 lads in this Galway starting 15 that started that semi-final against Dublin in 2018. I believe it's Paul Conroy, Shane Walsh and Damien Comer. Everyone else that was in that team against Dublin has been gutted out of the team. And that was a team under Kevin Walsh that I mean, and if you're talking results, we're actually doing pretty okay. I mean, they played against, they played Division 1. They were pretty solid Division 1 side. They won the Connacht title. They were in the All-Ireland semi-final against Dublin and did pretty well. And, Joyce came in, didn't like that it was a very defensive structure, a very defensive setup, and changed the whole team. Like the likes of Sean Andy O'Callig, the likes of Peter Cook, that were crucial to that team, the likes of Anton O'Lee, Ian Burke got an All-Star in 2018. They were just taken out of the team. And yeah, I mean, so he put his own stamp on it. This is Pádraig Joyce's team, and it's been good enough to make an All-Ireland final. And now it's Aaron Naveen. God, this absolutely looks incredible. Aaron Naveen. Here we go. Here we go. Jack O'Connor. Of course, every year that he's come in as new Kerry manager, Kerry have gone on to win the league and then win the All-Ireland. They've already won the league here. They smashed Mayo to bits in that final. And now can they do that to Galway? User 123 here says Kerry will smash them. I mean, Kerry are very confident. Kerry are the bookies' favourites for a reason. Galway coming into this game, as I said, with nothing to lose. They can just give this a lash. They're the underdogs, and underdogs can take a team by surprise. Matthew Tierney, no surprise, has gone to midfield for the start of the game. Jack Barry's there. I do believe that Jack Barry will go straight on to Killian McDade for the athleticism. Referee is Sean Herson from Tyrone. The All-Ireland Football Final of 2022 underway. Here we go. Straight away, Barry and Conroy ended up on the ground. A free kick to Kerry. David Moran firing a big, long, direct ball in straight away. And Gleeson already looking a bit ropey with it. And you think about the quarterfinal, by God, the mistakes that were made there in that Galway defence for the Armagh goals. Paul Gainey, very similar way to he did against Donegal. Gleeson came out, got a fist to it. It hit off Gainey's fist. That should be a wide ball. Interestingly, Kieran Malloy is picking up Paul Gainey. It's a 45 for Shawnee O'Shea. Now, personally, I thought that looked like it hit Paul Gainey's fist and went wide. But anyway, Shawnee O'Shea, of course, the last free that he kicked in Croke Park was that one that broke my heart as a Dublin fan. But let's see, can he do it again? He really, really is a top free taker. First free kick in the All-Ireland final for him today, and he's made a right mess of it. I mean, commentators curse, who knows, but Shawnee O'Shea has really spooned that first free off. Here's the high ball in again. Conor Gleeson now with the kick out for Galway. He has been pretty solid with his kick out so far. He has that boomer as well where he can just lash it. He's gone straight down the middle. This looks like it'd be Kerry's, and it is. Well fielded by Jack Barry to Tyg Morley. Sean O'Shea across to Gavin White. Of course, he went off injured against Dublin. He kicks this with the left, straight in on Gleeson again. And he punches it clear. They are clearly going for Conor Gleeson right from the start. They've made him think a lot about two direct high balls in on top of him straight away. Derry in the semi-final, it was like they hadn't watched the Armagh game. They didn't try one high ball in on Conor Gleeson. Johnny Heaney now for Galway. John Daly, of course, he's been huge for Galway this season. Sitting at centre-back, he's been the missing piece. He's really swept up there and probably deserves an All-Star this season. He's been fantastic. Dylan McHugh here from Corofin. Sweeped out to Patrick Kelly. Massive man, Patrick Kelly, and definitely a goal threat Graham O'Sullivan is picking up Robert Finnerty, and I do think that's the correct matchup. I think Tom O'Sullivan on Shane Walsh, Foley on, of course, Damien Comer, and Graham O'Sullivan on Robert Finnerty. Of course, Comer absolutely roasted Brendan Rodgers in the semi-finals. It'd be interesting to see if he can do the same to Foley. Foley's relatively shut down everyone he's played against. Patrick Kelly on the ball now for Galway. Lovely hand pass inside. Great run by Liam Silk. No. It was almost wrong man, right place. Liam Silk got in there. Didn't look like he wanted to shoot the minute he touched the ball. That's my first look at it. I don't think he anticipated that he would get the space that he got because he kind of ran into a tackle here. He should have shot quicker. Sean O'Shea getting a good hand on it. It should be a 45. It clearly hit Sean O'Shea's hands. Shane Walsh taking this 45. Of course, he hit 3 or 4 clutch frees against Derry at crucial stages, including that infamous one that Hawkeye ruled was going to go wide. So 45 meters out. The drone cameras that RTE have added are so cool. They really give an insight into what a spectacle it is. So Shane Walsh now for Galway, trying to kick their first point in an All-Ireland final in 21 years. And he has got it. And Galway go into the lead in the All-Ireland final. Shane Walsh over the bar. Great start. So Sean O'Shea missed his first one. Shane Walsh nails his first one. And the Galway crowd there, they brought a massive contingent with them. Gavin White steers it out now as far as Stephen O'Brien from Kenmare Shamrocks. Gives it into the corner as far as David Clifford from Fossa. Sean Kelly stuck to his toe. Dermot O'Connor for Kerry. Move to wing forward for this game. O'Connor fires it high up into the air. And Hawkeye. So interesting enough, the last game Galway played was what made Hawkeye cease to be used. And now we're going to see what Hawkeye is saying for the first shot that it is being used for in the All-Ireland Football Final of 2022. That looked wide to me initially, and it's wide. He kicked that ball so high, Dermot O'Connor. I was interested enough that all 3 midfielders started in this game because I get the whole idea of starting them against Dublin. But David Moran does not have 70 minutes in him anymore. So I fully believed that they might have been better off starting David Moran and a Jack Barry or a Dermot O'Connor and then bringing someone else on after 50 minutes. So, but maybe that's what Stephen O'Cumbar is for. Of course, Stephen O'Cumbar is on the bench. Here come Kerry now. Dermot O'Connor sweeps it out to the side as far as Jack Barry. Hanging onto the ball a lot. Dermot O'Connor getting on it early. David Moran, the socks pulled up again. And Galway defending brilliantly. Great defending by Galway. Out to the youngster Matthew Tierney. To Johnny Heaney. This man will cover every blade of Croke Park. Heaney fouled by Stephen O'Brien. And Galway have made a good start to the game. 6.5 minutes in. Galway 1 point. Kerry no score. Kerry haven't really staged a major attack. They fired those 2 high balls in on Conor Gleeson pretty early. And if Kerry thought this was going to be easy, it's not going to be easy. Galway are going to give it one hell of a go here. As I mentioned, they have nothing to lose. So they're going to go for it. Kieran Malloy now on the ball from Corofin. He was one that I always thought, I don't know how Kevin Walsh never fancied him really in that Galway team. He was always magnificent. Into Patrick Kelly, being picked up by Gavin White. That's a bit of a mad matchup. The size of Kelly and the pace of Gavin White, sorry. It seems to be a mismatch in both directions that you put it. Matthew Tierney. And the mismatch is in, if Patrick Kelly ends up in the small rectangle with Gavin White picking him up, it's no contest in terms of the size. Then Gavin White can burn Kelly going for pace down the other way and attacking for Kerry. John Daly, great ball! John Daly, Johnny Heaney. Brilliant block down. Brilliant block down. I think it was Stephen O'Brien, but what a pass inside by John Daly, and it's gone over the bar. Stephen O'Brien, what a block down that was. Johnny Heaney just found himself in an acre of space in front of the Kerry goal. And it was Stephen O'Brien who was covering across. Galway 2 points to nil up here. 8 minutes gone. Graham O'Sullivan fires another long one in. David Clifford makes a fantastic catch. Absolutely brilliant catch. And he's got a mark now in front of the goal. And I'm already changing the scoreboard. We all know where this is going. Right over the bar. Easy money. That is a real captain's moment by David Clifford. Right up over Sean Kelly. Catches it, arm up straight away, takes the mark, puts it over the bar. And they really needed that. They went 8 minutes without scoring a point in the All-Ireland final. They would have wanted an early score. They wanted to test out Gleeson. You could tell they were firing the high balls in on him as soon as they touched the ball. Gleeson overhits. Dermot O'Connor to David Clifford. Switches the play now out as far as Stephen O'Brien. Running at Dylan McHugh. Back. Paul Gainey shoots wide. And of course, he didn't have his best game in that All-Ireland semi-final against Dublin, and he was taken off at a crucial stage. It'll be interesting to see how he does in this final. Of course, the last final Kerry were in, he played a massive part in winning it that day for them. Conor Gleeson's kick out now. Last one didn't go well. This one does. Out as far as Sean Kelly. Getting away from David Clifford. He's been fantastic for Galway this season, Sean Kelly. He's been a real captain, a real leader. John Daly as well at centre-back. That pass he played a few minutes ago. Inside now as far as Damien Comer, getting a lot of space. Sorry, that's Shane Walsh. Walsh off the right. What a fantastic point by Shane Walsh. What a brilliant score that was. Walsh get out in front of Tom O'Sullivan, held him off, and then just glided and put the ball over the bar. Well, like it was nothing. This guy is an amazing footballer, and this is the biggest stage of all, and he's turned up today. He's nailed the first free he took, and that was a brilliant point. Jack Barry gets to the breaking ball, but it goes straight to Johnny Heaney. Matthew Tierney now. Has it taken off him by Dermot O'Connor. Brilliant play by O'Connor. Tyg Morley. Kerry will keep their cool, but this is a brilliant start for Galway. 10.5 minutes gone. They lead by 3 points to 1. Paddy Clifford, that's the first time he's touched the ball. Correct that I was guessing. I guess Jacqueline would pick him up. Jacqueline is picking him up. So that means Liam Silk is on Paul Gainey, I believe. They started with Kieran Malloy on him, interesting enough, for the throw-in. I think it was something to do with the fact that Kerry were obviously going to fire the ball in on him, which is exactly what they did. They were clearly intent on testing out Conor Gleeson under the high ball after the whole fiasco in the Armagh game with him under the high ball. Great move by Kerry. Jason Foley from fullback shoots wide, and that's another wide for Kerry. And they've been a little bit unsteady in these first few minutes. Conor Gleeson's kick out again. He wants to get on with it quick. Fires it, and that's broke for Patrick Kelly. Like I mentioned, the size difference between Kelly and White. It was an interesting one to fire it over to him. Rob Finnerty now. Lovely ball inside to Shane Walsh. Fouled. And yeah, it was unintentional, but definitely a free. Walsh was clipped, brought down by David Moran. Moran was falling himself. But this is going to be a point as well for Galway. And they have made a fantastic start to this game. And what is more interesting is my honest opinion of this now is Kerry are being a bit reckless. They're being a bit impatient. It's like they're trying to bully Galway at the start of this. They're firing, aimless ball in on Conor Gleeson with no real strategy of how they want to do it. They're just trying to make him make a mistake. And Galway on the other side, are being patient. They're picking their attacks. John Daly's playing beautiful ball into Shane Walsh, who's getting out in front of Tom O'Sullivan. And one of the double edge with Tom O'Sullivan is Tom O'Sullivan has been one of Kerry's best weapons going forward. And by Walsh holding his position in the full forward line, by Walsh staying up there, Kerry are not only having Galway's best player right beside the goal, but one of their best attackers then for Kerry in Tom O'Sullivan isn't getting up the field as much as he normally would. He's their fourth top scorer in the championship this season with 6 points, 7 points to his name, And Shane Walsh off the left boot. He's kicked one off his right. He's now kicked one off his left. Galway 4 points to 1 up after 12 and a half minutes. And they could not have asked for a better start. Kerry have not turned up yet so far. And this was the one that out of them all, this has been the most pressure I've seen Kerry under in the final. Jack Barry now. Down into the corner now as far as Paul Gainey from Dingle. Faced up by John Daly. Gainey back now as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Diarmuid O'Connor, smart foul. Kieran Malloy. Diarmuid O'Connor was running towards the goal. Malloy's looking confused. I think he deliberately fouled him. Galway will take that. Interesting enough, Diarmuid O'Connor, like he's hanging out there on the wing and he's showing serious intent there and a lot of ability to get past defenders. Definite free in, and this would be an easy one for David Clifford. That's what I mean. Kerry's 2 points have come, one from a David Clifford mark, and then this one will be a David Clifford free. Like not exactly the best start. They still haven't scored from play. Stuttered through, but this is what I mean. Galway have been magnificent. They're only 2 points in front. David Clifford slots over that free. Jack O'Connor, cool, calm and collected. I think he knew, look, with a young team, with a team that has a lot of pressure on it, there might be a few minutes where they kind of drop the ball a bit and let the occasion get to them. 14 minutes gone. Conor Gleeson's kick out now for Galway. Lovely disguise on it. Goes with the left foot out to Kieran Malloy, who's playing in the full-back line a lot more than I thought he would be. I thought they'd play him as a half-back. He is going toe-to-toe with Paul Gainey. Malloy inside now. Picked up here by Dylan McHugh from Corofin. Out as far as Rob Finnerty. Where he goes, Graham O'Sullivan goes. Inside to Shane Walsh. Shook off that hip injury. Walsh. Back out to Matthew Tierney now. Back to Liam Silk. That was a dodgy hand pass. And Galway get turned over. Gavin White from Dr. Croaks. Bought the free. Did well. Paul Gainey. David Moran. Brino Bjuglik here from Dingle. Bjuglik back to Tyg Morley. Moran. Into the centre to Jack Barry. Diarmuid O'Connor. Kerry are playing with 3 midfielders as we all thought they would be. O'Connor playing more as a midfielder than a half forward. Stephen O'Brien. Back out to Paul Gainey. Back to Jack Barry. Tyg Morley. Of course, rejuvenated. He was dropped out the side under Peter Keane on the bench for those couple of years. Under Jack O'Connor, he's gone straight back in at the heart of that Kerry defence. Jack Barry. Across now as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Kick pass inside. Graham O'Sullivan. Stephen O'Brien. This man has great pace. Dylan McHugh confronting him. O'Brien into the corner now. And Paul Gainey shoots. And Paul Gainey is not shooting well, as that's his second wide of the day. And Kerry remain 2 points behind. 16 minutes gone. It has not been the start that Kerry wanted. And for anyone, as I said earlier, for anyone who thought this was going to be easy, absolutely no chance. Galway have come to win. Galway have come to win the cup. Pádraig Joyce said when he took the job, he came and he took the management job at Galway to win All Irelands. And I completely respect that. Why would you want to? Oh, what a point that is. Shane Walsh. Come of the hour, come of the man. Shane Walsh is turning up in this final for Galway. That was a beautiful point. Completely took it in his stride. You could see all the practice, all the work he'd ever done since he was a kid. Swung it over on the right foot. 5 points to 2 to Galway. 17 minutes gone. Shane Walsh has turned up. If we were talking about Comer being the leader and the leading the way against Derry, Shane Walsh was doing it against Kerry. Paul Gainey, great catch. Great mark. This would be big for his confidence now. He would really, really want to swing this over for his confidence. It's from an angle that, interestingly, he's missed 2 shots from play. One off the right, one off the left. But surely when he has time to think about it, he'll slot this one over, and he does. Paul Gainey from Dingle. In my opinion, one of the most underrated forwards of the last decade. I think he's been absolutely magnificent for Kerry throughout the years. And he was so important in that All-Ireland win in 2014. Conor Gleeson now. Brought in as a goalkeeper under Pádraig Joyce, of course. Before that, it was Rory Lavelle. It was Bernard Power. Now it's Conor Gleeson, and he booms it down the middle for Comer. And Comer knocks it down to Conroy, who lost it. And now it's Brino Bioglic for Kerry. Switches the ball across to the left side for Stephen O'Brien. Through the middle for Gavin White. This man has great pace. David Clifford. Clifford got an inch of space. And you know the rest. And this is what is about Kerry's game. That's Kerry's first point from play. It's come 18 minutes into the game. And guess what? They're 1 point behind Galway. Galway have been magnificent in the first 18 minutes. And Kerry are only 1 point behind them. Can Galway keep it up? That's what we're talking. Can Galway keep it up for the 70 minutes? So far, so good. But can they keep it up? Kieran Malloy now on the ball. Jack Lynn. Lovely disguise on the pass. Out to John Daly. Back to Jack Lynn. Did very, very well, Jack Lynn. Captain, of course, of that under-20 side that won the All-Ireland in 2020. Played, of course, in the winter in an empty Croke Park pitch. Paul Conroy. Been magnificent this season, playing the football of his life. Across to Johnny Heaney. Killian McDade, who was awesome against Armagh. And he's turned over. Paul Gainey. Growing into the game. Out to David Clifford, who's made a brilliant start. Confronted there by Liam Silk. Paddy Clifford now. Been quiet enough in the first 20 minutes. He switches the play to Tom O'Sullivan. First time he's been forward. Shawnee O'Shea. Switches it to Brino Bioglic. Dermot O'Connor for Kerry. Paddy Clifford now. The older of the two Cliffords. Back out as far as Jack Barry. Switches it across again to the other side. Stephen O'Brien. Gonna go straight at Shane Walsh. And O'Brien got the run on him and levels up the game. And for the first time today, the teams are level. The positioning of the Galway defender's foot there, the positioning of his feet, it made it so clear that if Stephen O'Brien took a run at him there, he was going to get past him. He was stood completely flat-footed, wasn't able to turn to the left or to the right. And there's a stoppage in the game now. 20 minutes gone. It's been a very interesting 20 minutes. Paul Conroy here seeking attention from the Galway physio. Very even first 20 minutes. And all the big players have really shown up. I mean, Shane Walsh is doing the business for Galway. And then on the other side, David Clifford is literally hitting everything over the bar. 3 unanswered points for Kerry. Galway were in a great position. Conor Gleeson lining up to hit another boomer. He lashes it out towards the Cusack stand and Foley knocks it. Galway pick it up though. Rob Finnerty. That left foot. Back as far now as Shane Walsh. Dylan McHugh from Corofin. John Daly. The absolute Jenga piece in Galway's defence. He's been magnificent. Matthew Tierney. Going at David Moran. Tierney. The NUIG student wins a free. Massive, massive free there by Matthew Tierney. Took on David Moran. Went straight at him. Wins the free. And I feel confident enough changing the scoreboard already. Galway will slot this over. Brilliant, brilliant play by Matthew Tierney. Real leadership, real courage for such a young lad. I think he's only 22 years of age. Pádraig Joyce talking to Killian McDade there. Of course, no one in the world knows what's going on in those AirPods for Pádraig Joyce. He has one in the right ear in every game. Who knows? Maybe he's listening to some music. Shane Walsh on this free for Galway. He's been nailing them so far. And this is right in his range. And when you consider the points he's been scoring from play, the level of confidence he is on right now, you know the rest. Galway back into the lead, 6 points to 5. 22 and a half minutes gone. It's been pretty much exactly the first half that Galway would have hoped for. They've been magnificent so far. Kerry have not clicked into the gears at all up front. David Clifford really is the only one doing it for them. Sean O'Shea has been really quiet. Paul Gainey has hit 2 wides. Paddy Clifford's been silent. Jason Foley on the ball now for Kerry, fouled by Coma. Back across now as far as Shane Ryan. Battled for his position against Shane Murphy at the start of the year, won the position and has been magnificent since. Dermot O'Connor now to Graham O'Sullivan. Under the Hogan stand, belts it up now. What a catch by David Clifford. Fantastic mark again. And this is the other thing about David Clifford. He's actually massive. He's just as much a target man as anyone else. And he slots over the mark. And that's the second one now that Clifford has come out and plucked it out of the sky. Brilliant by Clifford. Absolutely fantastic. And when you are such a brilliant footballer, you tend to not have, if you're a target man, you tend to have that look down on. Clifford is fantastic for firing a high ball in on. He caused carnage in it against Dublin even a few years ago. Now he's proper filled out. He's a much bigger man now. Sideline here for Galway. Right under the Cusack stand. Paul Conroy. Matthew Tierney. Rob Finnerty would love to get this onto his left boot. And Graham O'Sullivan knew that, and he just stood on the left boot and he had to turn around. Fires it back out to Paul Conroy. Surely not from there. Brilliant block. Fantastic block down by Stephen O'Brien. And that's the second crucial one that he's done. And he has absolutely smashed into Paul Conroy while blocking that ball down. Hopefully Conroy's not injured. He's massive to Galway's game. And Kerry hitting on the counter. What a ball by Gainey. Spill by Sean Kelly. Free out. Foul by David Clifford. Very, very brave Sean Kelly. Clifford shakes the head. It was a foul. It was a foul. It was high. No, that looked nasty. That was a chop right across the neck. I don't think Clifford meant it. But yeah, free out to Galway. And that was a scary moment there because Kerry were moving the ball really, really quickly. Gavin White to Paul Gainey fired it up towards David Clifford and Sean Kelly saves the day. Paul Conroy, of course, down holding his ankle after that shot was blocked by Stephen O'Brien. O'Brien flew through him. So, of course, he initially sold the dummy. And then O'Brien just comes flying in. So Conroy ends up kicking O'Brien's leg. And I think it's his ankle then that hits O'Brien's knee. But fantastic bravery, fantastic defending by Stephen O'Brien. One of the few links, actually, that Kerry have from this team to that All-Ireland winning team in 2014. I mean, the links, as I mentioned in the previous podcast, they're dwindling. So it would be interesting to see now if, the likes of Clifford are able to get off the board. Stoppage in the game now, long stoppage, 26 minutes gone. If you are watching, do get involved in the comments below. I will read them all. Let me know what you're thinking about the game. Get involved in the discussion. 6 points each after 26 minutes. Conor Gleeson takes this free. And what on earth was that by Gleeson? Did he even look to see that David Clifford was literally right there? He's on the ball now. John Daly, fantastic defending. Clifford fires a high ball in instead. Paddy Clifford on it. This is going to be a point surely for Kerry, is it? Brilliant defending. Out to Stephen O'Brien. Galway's defence have held up really, really well. It was inevitable they were going to get a shot off, but Stephen O'Brien does put it wide. And my God, did they get away with that. Conor Gleeson took the free. Basically kicked it to David Clifford. And Galway's defending there was magnificent. Particularly straight away. And what was that like? Particularly straight away when David Clifford looked to be taking the shot. John Daly stood him up so well. Conor Gleeson's kick out now. Out to the same wing, but this time it's just a Galway man there. Sean Kelly. Back to Jack Glynn. Switches the play to the right-hand side now for Dylan McHugh from Corofin. Was centre-half back during the league. John Daly slotted in and Dylan McHugh has moved over to the right. Now it's Kieran Malloy. Paul Conroy here. 27 and a half minutes gone, still 6 points apiece. Paul Conroy. Killian McDade, absolutely crucial for Galway throughout this championship. Came back from the AFL during the 2021 season. John Daly switches it to Killian McDade. Looking like he was going to run straight at Paddy Clifford, then didn't. Paul Conroy on the ball now for Galway. Lays it off to the onrushing Shane Walsh. Doesn't really matter. Just don't let him shoot. It's not like don't let him onto his right or his left. They're both as good as each other. Killian McDade now for Galway. Back out as far as Kieran Malloy. Moving up a bit more from the full-back line. He's been occupied with Gainey. He's moving out a bit more. Now Jack Glynn. Kieran Malloy goes back as far as John Daly. Remember that pass he hit into Johnny Heaney in the first few minutes? Speaking of Heaney, he's on the ball now. Hugging that left touchline. Back as far as Paul Conroy. Galway being very, very patient on the ball here. 28 and a half minutes gone. And Galway have held the ball for about a minute. Into Jack Glynn. Lovely sidestep by Jack Glynn. Still going. And Jack Glynn fires it over the bar. And that's a brilliant point by Jack Glynn, because he managed to hold his composure. He's a young lad. He's 21 years of age. He managed to hold his composure with all those Kerry lads around him and then smack it over the bar. Fantastic by Jack Glynn. And Galway go back into the lead again. 7 points to 6. 29 minutes gone. Jason Foley. Now Dermot O'Connor on the ball for Kerry. He's got a lot of the ball in the first half. Out to Gavin White. All the questions about his fitness. He's held up pretty well in the first half here. Back out to David Moran. It has not been the first half that Kerry would have wanted or expected. Stephen O'Brien. Switch to the left. Jack Barry now. Morley. Kerry being calm, composed, not panicking. They knew this wasn't going to be an easy game. I think a lot of the fans thought it would be. It's definitely not panning out that way. Brino Bjuglik. David Moran. Now Brino Bjuglik. Back to Paddy Clifford. Jack Glynn has been following him everywhere and Clifford's giving it away. Dylan McHugh. Massive, massive turnover by Galway. Fantastic defending. And one thing they are doing fantastically well is they're shutting down the influence of Paddy Clifford. Lee Keegan did that interview where he was talking about how Mayo spoke about Paddy Clifford is the man you need to get on. The man you need to stop, because he's literally the glue that holds that Kerry attack together. And Jack Glynn has been following him everywhere he goes. And Jack Glynn has scored more than Paddy Clifford has so far in this game and has been magnificent on him. Kieran Malloy now. John Daly. Conor Gleeson. Galway hanging onto the ball. Dylan McHugh. Dodgy hand pass. Terrible hand pass by Dylan McHugh. Straight to David Clifford. Galway shooting themselves in the foot again. And Kerry make a mess of it again. Paddy Clifford manages to pick it up again. Back out as far as Dermot O'Connor. Paul Gainey. Sean O'Shea. And Galway have done that 3 or 4 times now where they've just given it to Kerry, and you can't do that when David Clifford is on the pitch. But he's missed. He's missed. He was on the spin. It looked like it was going to be a trademark David Clifford point. It did not curl in, and Galway still lead. 31 and a half minutes gone. Kerry 6 points, Galway 7 points. Live from Croke Park. The hill is packed, and what I can see on the screen, there's more maroon in the stadium. Conor Gleeson now belts this out to the Hogan stand side. Damien Comer leaps up and it falls to Shane Walsh. And now Johnny Heaney's running through. Walsh on the left, wide. I mean, I definitely don't blame him for taking the shot the way he's been kicking so far today. Quick kick out here from Shane Ryan. Now it's Dermot O'Connor for Kerry. Tyg Morley to David Moran. Switches it to the left. Gavin White and Stephen O'Brien hugging this touchline. Jack Barry there too. To Stephen O'Brien, who has been brilliant in this first half for Kerry. 2 crucial blocks. Lovely, lovely move. Paddy Clifford. He was fouled initially, and now it is brought back for that free. That's the first time we've really seen Paddy Clifford do what Paddy Clifford does. Get on a lovely move. Lovely layoff by Paul Gainey. This is going to be stuck over the bar now to level the game up again. Shawnee O'Shea looked to slot over the free to kick his first point of the game, would you believe? It has not been the cakewalk that everybody thought it would be. I never thought it would be easy for Kerry. I really didn't. I said Kerry by 4 points. With like in the last 10 minutes they pull away, and I could still potentially see that happening because Galway have been magnificent, but look at the scoreline. Kerry 7 points, Galway 7 points. Like, we are saying that Kerry are nowhere near their potential right now, and they're still level. Conor Gleeson with this kick out now for Galway. Galway doing a very similar tactic, by the way, for the kickouts that Cian O'Neill did with Kerry when he was there last time they won the All-Ireland. Great breakdown by Patrick Kelly to Killian McDade. Galway moving quickly here. They need to make this count. Rob Finnerty back to Killian McDade on the right. Over the bar by Killian McDade. Galway back into the lead. And Galway are holding their own here. More than holding their own. They're leading. And Killian McDade has been magnificent. And that's his first point in this All-Ireland final. Shoe in for an All-Star, in my opinion. He's been magnificent. Shane Ryan with this kick out for Kerry. To Tom O'Sullivan. Switch sides. He's running now under the Hogan stand side. 1-2 with David Moran. On as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Back in as far as David Moran. And you're looking at the Kerry bench and you're saying, all right, who can come on now that's going to change the game? Obviously, Darren Moynihan not there. He's injured. Stefan Akumba, he could be a wild card option. You've got the likes of Tony Brosnan. It'd be interesting to see who they do actually call to, because this game right now is not going their way. Stephen O'Brien. Back as far as Tyg Morley. To David Moran in the centre. 3 minutes of additional time to be played. Shawnee O'Shea switches it. Brino Bjuglik set up for the slicer if he wants it. He doesn't. He goes inside, makes that darting run, potentially running down a blind alley, and eventually turned over. And it looked like he potentially was running into that blind alley, and Paul Conroy wins the free out for Galway. And they will take such confidence from that right on the stroke of halftime to turn over the Kerry attack. They really, really feel that they can win this game, and why shouldn't they? They're leading right on halftime. Brilliant. They've been putting their body on the line since the game threw in. Sean Kelly now. To Paul Conroy. Back to Matthew Tierney. Rob Finnerty. He's been quiet enough, actually. Sean Kelly now found himself in a mountain of space there in the middle of the pitch. To Shane Walsh. Tom O'Sullivan stuck on him like glue. Shane Walsh switches it across now as far as Paul Conroy. Through the middle for Dylan McHugh. No free. It looked like it potentially was a free, but it did also look like Dylan McHugh was looking for the contact. I think that's what made the referee not give it. That pass by David Moran has gone out. Not even the golden child Clifford could stop it. 37 minutes gone here in the first half. We've 1 minute left. Matthew Tierney switches it across to Dylan McHugh. Back to Tierney, who's been magnificent. I mean, this is a lad that only got onto the senior panel for the first time last year. Same with this man, Jack Lynn. They play like a team that have been around the block for years. They really haven't. Dylan McHugh back into the centre to Sean Kelly. Paul Conroy. Jack Lynn now. Kerry have 15 players inside their own half. Galway happy to hold on to the ball and wait for the chance to present itself. I mean, 30 seconds left in the half. Can they get another score before half time? Shane Walsh. They're going to try and work a shot before the clock runs out for half time. Dylan McHugh now for Galway. Across to Johnny Heaney. A score before half time would be huge for Galway's confidence. Johnny Heaney inside to Sean Kelly, and he drops it. And then he kicks it when Morley went to pick it up. That's 38 minutes, and that will be half time. And that is half time. And that has been a really, really interesting first half between Kerry and Galway. I mean, I said Kerry by 4 points. I said that, look, I think Galway will hold right in there with them. And then when it comes down to the last 10 minutes, Kerry will pull away. But Galway have been magnificent in this first half, and they will take such confidence from what they've been able to do. Galway have had a goal chance as well. I mean, you think about that Johnny Heaney chance. What a ball into him that was by John Daly. Heaney got on the run, smacked it. Brilliant block down by Stephen O'Brien, who had saw the danger and chased him back in and blocked it down. Get involved. If you're watching here, throw in a comment, whatever you think about the game, while I'm going on this big ramble about what I think about the first half. I think it was a magnificent first half. I think Galway showed every single person why they are to be taken serious. I mean, Kerry absolutely showed they're nervous. The stage is set for them, and it has been set, and there's all the pressure on them. Galway don't really have any pressure on them in this game. Everyone expects Kerry to win. So what they do in this second half is going to be massive for their confidence going forward, because it is a thing that gets into your head. I mean, as a Dublin fan, there was that whole period where we just could not win All-Ireland semi-finals. Even though we had a good enough team to win some of those semi-finals, we lost a few that were there for the taking. Kerry will not want to lose this All-Ireland final, because it's one of those that they might look back on in a few years and think, God, that was the one that we really should have won that one. I do think substitutes potentially need to happen. I think for Kerry, you'd be ruthless enough in saying that, look, their inside forward line isn't really doing it for them. I mean, David Clifford is the only one in that inside forward line so far anyway, who for me is putting up a serious threat. Apart from that, it's been pretty poor from the Kerry inside forward line. And this was a Kerry forward line that was pretty much expected to blow Galway away. I'm just taking a look here at who actually is on the bench for these teams. So the Kerry bench, you've got Paul Murphy there. Brilliant option. Paul Murphy is so experienced. He has been the captain for Kerry in the past, all-star for Kerry in 2014 when they won that final against Donegal. He's a magnificent option. And in my opinion, if he had been fully fit from the start of the year, there's no two ways about it. Paul Murphy would be starting this game. Getting him in for his experience, getting him in for what he's able to add to the team can only help Kerry. Adrian Spillane, again, another good midfield option. I feel like Adrian Spillane will definitely come in. I think around the 55th minute, when David Moran does run out of gas, I think Adrian Spillane will come in. Killian Spillane, again, brilliant option for Kerry. He's such a clutch player. You think about that goal that he got against Dublin in the All-Ireland final in 2019. You think about the point he got to put them ahead soon after, as well as that. Against Cork in 2020, the only time that Kerry looked like they were definitely going to win that game was when Killian Spillane came on and hit 3 points for them. Micheál Burns, again, very tidy wing forward, similar to Darren Moynihan, and could do a similar job given the fact that Moynihan is injured. Then Joe O'Connor, again, another great midfield option. Tony Brosnan, Jack Savage, Jack O'Shea, and Stefan Akumbar, all wildcard options. Tony Brosnan, serious forward pedigree with him. I mean, we know what he can do. We saw what he did against Limerick in that Munster final. And then on top of that, Gavin Crowley, great option as well at the back if they're not happy with how things are moving. Interesting enough, on the Galway side, we'll see who's on the bench for them. James Foley, Billy Mannion, Cathal Sweeney, Niall Daly, Paul Kelly. I mean, what you'll say about them names is they're all very young lads. Like, they're all very inexperienced. Billy Mannion, of course, set up the goal for Killian McDade against Derry and was magnificent when he came on. Carl Sweeney's a young defender. Niall Daly had game time in the Connacht Championship against Roscommon, but not much else. Paul Kelly, again, was originally a starter for Galway under Pádraig Joyce when he initially came in. He probably will come in. Owen Gallagher is someone that I really, really liked. I mean, at wing forward in the league, I was very, very impressed with, you know, his fitness, with his athleticism, with how he was able to keep up. Originally from Antrim as well, moved to the Galway setup, and he's been, you know, in the panel ever since Joyce has come in. Then, of course, Finian O'Lye, he'll be the first one in. Finian O'Lye will be the first one in. He's come in every game for Galway, gets on it around the middle, and, you know, links up the play pretty well. I think he'll be the first man in. Owen Finnerty, Desi Keneally, and Dylan Caney. Another three other lads that could come in. Desi Keneally probably the most likely. We're back now with the Sunday game on the coverage. Shane Walsh has hit 5 points. David Clifford 4 points. They're the only lads that have hit more. All the rest of the scorers have been 1 point scorers each. Of course, this is Pat Spillan's last time in the Sunday game studio. He's retiring after this. This would not be a nice game for him to leave on, say, if Kerry were to lose. But Galway will definitely want to give him a sad send-off from the position. Anyway, I'm going to get a glass of water. That is half-time here on Play on GAA. We'll be back in literally a few minutes, so don't go anywhere, and I will see you then. Welcome back, everyone, here to Play on GAA with the All-Ireland Football Final live stream of 2022. I'm just going to read through a couple of comments here. So I have one here from the Dubby Dubber. Shane Walsh is incredible. Yeah, absolutely amazing first half performance from Shane Walsh. I mean, when you think about when he burst onto the scene, he was obviously the next big thing. I mean, that point he got against Tipperary, absolutely sensational. That was the one that was doing the rounds for years. The one where the free kick dropped short and he just flicked it up into his hands and just kicked it over the bar off his left foot, no problem. As stylish a point as I've ever seen in Gaelic football. So yeah, he's been absolutely magnificent, because obviously the criticism about Walsh was, could he do it in an All-Ireland final? Could he do it on the biggest stage of all? This is the first chance he's got to do it in an All-Ireland final, and by God is he doing it. He's absolutely sensational in this first half for Galway. And WW also says Sean O'Shea held quiet. Yeah, Sean O'Shea has been actually really, really quiet in that first half. He's only scored 1 point, and that was from a free. When you think about the impact and the influence that he had on the Dublin game, he got that goal in the first half, which once he got that, Dublin never led the game again. So he has been magnificent up in the championship up until this point. But in this game itself, he has been held relatively quiet. And for Kerry, that is concerning, because David Clifford is the one definitely leading the way. And on top of this, if Kerry go on to win this game, David Clifford will win Footballer of the Year now. Because in the final, people remember who stood up when you were in the fire. Kerry are in the fire right now. And if David Clifford hadn't been having as good as a game as he is having, Kerry would be a lot further behind. Clifford has come out and taken 2 huge marks at crucial stages. He plucked the ball out of the sky and swung over crucial points at crucial stages when Kerry absolutely needed them. So, I mean, yeah, he is magnificent, Clifford, and he's leading the way. And that's why if Kerry go on to win this, he'll win Footballer of the Year. If Galway go on to win this, you see, at the start of the game, I did say on a preview podcast, I said that I believe that if Galway won it, I think Comer would have been Footballer of the Year because of his performances against Roscommon, and particularly his performance against Derry in the semi-final, where he really led the way. But he has been quiet in the first half, and Shane Walsh has not been quiet in the first half. Shane Walsh has absolutely led the way for Galway. And bear in mind, no one really thought Galway were going to win this game. So for them to be 1 point ahead at halftime, they'll be absolutely delighted with that. Kerry, in their last 2 games, the third quarter has been the period where they have actually put the most on the scoreboard. The third quarter, they went 6 points ahead against Dublin in the semi-final. Dublin did pull it back to make it a draw, but those few minutes were absolutely vital for Kerry, because they pulled away from Dublin and made Dublin have to chase them for the rest of the game, and Dublin could never quite get in front of them again. So this few minutes now after halftime is where Galway really have to hold in there, and that could set it up for a grandstand finish. Galway fully believe that they are going to win this All-Ireland. They are not coming to take part. They are coming to win this game. And Pádraig Joyce said it from absolute day one that he came in, that he wanted to win this All-Ireland. And people were saying, oh, Galway aren't going to win an All-Ireland. Galway aren't going to win an All-Ireland. But yeah, here they are, ahead of half-time in an All-Ireland final. Anyway, there's another little ad break. So we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in a couple of minutes here on Play on GAA. Don't go anywhere. And welcome back. Galway are out. Kerry were out very, very quickly, and they have made a couple of changes, as I did think that they would. Adrian Spillane has come in. Killian Spillane has come in for, I believe it's Paul Gainey. So we're going back to the commentary team. Darren Maloney and Kevin McStay. Paul Conroy and Matthew Tierney go to the middle of the park. It's Dermot O'Connor and Jack Barry that are there. David Moran has made way. David Moran is gone. Adrian Spillane has come in. Killian Spillane has come in for Paul Gainey. Sean Herson from Tyrone to throw the ball in for the second half, and we are back underway. Second half begins. Can Galway win a first All-Ireland in 21 years, or can Kerry win their first in 8 years? Matthew Tierney fouled immediately for Galway. Interestingly, the last football final that Galway lost was to Kerry in 2000. Damien Comer now fouled, free to Galway right at the start of the second half, and that's a massive, massive moment for Galway. They want to get out of the traps early in the second half, and this will be another point for Shane Walsh, the way he is kicking Shirley, you would think. Damien Comer fouled, not necessarily a malicious tackle by Tom O'Sullivan, but his pace and the way that he was flying into that tackle, it had to be a foul. Shane Walsh is going to kick this with his left foot. I think that's his weaker one. Taking his time. He's nailed all the frees he's taken so far. 3 out of 3. And this one off his left foot goes straight between the posts. And Galway are 2 points in front of Kerry in the 36th minute. And Pádraig Joyce would have been very, very happy with that if he had heard that. Shane Ryan belts it out to the Cusack stand side. Dermot O'Connor for Kerry wins the break. Now Adrian Spillane. David Clifford gets the right side of Sean Kelly, gets it onto the right foot over the back. You knew the rest. The second he got away from Sean Kelly, that was never going to be pulled back. Kerry were going to score there. David Clifford, another point for him. And again, David Clifford leading the way for Kerry. Of course, Kerry, if you're looking for the Kerry team, they will be in D2 on Harcourt Street later. Their after party, long announced beforehand. Interesting party if they lose this game. Jack Glynn. Switches the play now across to Dylan McHugh from Corofin. Cuts back inside. Lays the ball off now to Paul Conroy, to Jack Glynn. Lovely ball. Rob Finnerty manages to finally get away from Graham O'Sullivan, looking to get it onto his left. Can't quite do it. Back as far as Jack Glynn. Goes with a slicer inside, looking for Comer. Well read by Tig Morley. Out as far as Tig Morley. Back into the middle as far as Adrian Spillane. To the left. Jack Barry. Adrian Spillane. Stephen O'Brien. Back as far as Killian Spillane. Out to Tom O'Sullivan. Hasn't really got a sniff at going forward, and that was such a feature of his game throughout the year. Sean O'Shea. Paddy Clifford for Kerry. Lays it off to Shawnee O'Shea. Dermot O'Connor. Should be a point, should be the equaliser, and is. Kerry are level. Dermot O'Connor managed to wriggle his way through and slot the ball over the bar, and Kerry are level. Great run. Great finish. 39 minutes gone. The teams are level. And just a few minutes ago, Galway were 2 points up. Kerry hit real quick. Dylan McHugh. Slipped. Regained his footing though. John Daly to Rob Finnerty. Has barely had a sniff at shooting. Very similar way that Kerry shut down Dean Rock. Shane Walsh. Eyed up the posts but didn't shoot. Tom O'Sullivan is all over him. Shane Walsh. Beautiful. What a kick by Shane Walsh. What a fantastic point. Tom O'Sullivan is one of the best man markers in the country, and Shane Walsh literally took his time and ran past him like he was nothing and slotted it over from such a tricky angle. And on the flip side, he's turning over Tom O'Sullivan on the other end and Tadhg Morley, putting him under pressure. He is giving everything he has to win this All-Ireland for Galway, and by God, you cannot say that Shane Walsh does not turn up on the big occasions. He is being magnificent today. Switch to the right-hand side now as far as Stephen O'Brien. Into the middle now. And Kerry have worked it now as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Shot blocked down. Now it's Killian Spillane. Of course, made a big impact last time he came on as a substitute in an All-Ireland final. Looking to do the same again. Graham O'Sullivan. Direct ball inside. Paudie Clifford fires it over the bar. That looked like it potentially could have been a bit of an ankle trip. It would have been just outside the box. Dangerous moments for Galway here. And when you consider the fact that they have been quite comfortably the better team, and yet that's the scoreline, 10 points apiece, they would have preferred to have been in a better spot. Conor Gleeson. His kickouts have been fairly solid so far. How's this one? Killian McDaid gets his fist to it, breaks it, but only now as far as Adrian Spillane. Inside, David Clifford, Sean O'Shea, back to David Clifford. On the right, from the D, and Kerry go into the lead for the first time, really, since the start of the game. That feels significant. Kerry have managed to hang on, stay in the game, and now they're in front. And this man, David Clifford, has been absolutely key. And if Kerry go on to win this game, he's a shoo-in for Footballer of the Year. Conor Gleeson. And Jack Barry breaks it. And now, is this where Galway break? This is where their mental strength has to be so, so good. Because Kerry have them under the cosh now. Can they turn it around? Paul Conroy. To Patrick Kelly. Getting pushed back. Brilliant defending by Kerry. Lovely hand pass inside now as far as Killian McDaid. Trying to get away from Adrian Spillane. McDaid to Paul Conroy. Galway sucking the momentum out of the stadium really, really well. Now it's John Daly. Inside as far as Damien Comer. Had a quiet game so far. Jason Foley's done very well on him. Back to John Daly. Lovely ball inside. Conroy levels the game. That's a massive point for Galway because Kerry had them a little bit on the ropes there, and it looked like maybe, just maybe, the occasion was starting to show and Kerry was starting to come to the fore, but Galway have equalised. 11 points apiece. Paudie Clifford now. The physio is in, attending to Paudie Clifford's face. Looked like he got a bang on the nose or something. Yep. Quite a lot of blood there. And number 24 has come in, I believe, for Kerry. That is Jack Savage. Massive, massive talent this guy is. And he was one of the hottest prospects there a few years ago before the likes of David Clifford and Sean O'Shea showed up. Well, Paudie Clifford's gone off with his nose pretty bust up. Jack Savage is in, temporary substitution for Paudie Clifford from Fossa. Shane Ryan belts this kick out down towards Jack Barry. Diarmuid O'Connor wins the break. Stephen O'Brien inside as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Out to Sean O'Shea. Can he kick his first point from play? Gavin White. Adrian Spillane to Killian Spillane. A lot of curl on that, but it went wide. Did not have enough curl on it in the end. Conor Gleeson fires the kick out to the Cusack stand side. To Jack Lynn, who has been magnificent in this final. Hand passes inside to John Daly. Likewise, he's been fantastic. Lovely pass as far as Shane Walsh. Tom O'Sullivan goes with him to that touchline. Walsh gets it on the right. Fires a crazy shot, which he has nailed. And this is an amazing day for Shane Walsh. We are witnessing an amazing Gaelic football player. Literally just did that like it was nothing. Do you know how hard it is to do that? And Walsh does it like it's nothing. Absolutely sensational player. And based off this performance alone, if Galway win, Shane Walsh could be Footballer of the Year. John Daly right up there as well for his performance from centre-back. Sean O'Shea. And what I was saying about Galway's mentality, Kerry took the lead with David Clifford pointing there, and Galway hit the next two to go back in front. Their mental strength is there to be seen. Killian Spillane, and what did I say about him being a clutch player there at half-time? Crucial score by Killian Spillane. Kerry level. And this is going to go down to the last 10 minutes without doubt. Neither side is backing down. Already near the scoreline of the Dublin-Kerry game. Matthew Tierney. Sean Kelly, back to Tierney. Inside to the centre to John Daly. What a performance this guy has put in today. Switches it to the right to Dylan McHugh from Corofin. Rob Finnerty has been quiet. Lovely hand pass inside. Paul Conroy. Down a blind alley. That is not a good shot to take on. But it's gone. It didn't go wide. Johnny Heaney. Liam Silk gets it to a shooter in Kieran Malloy, who kicks it over the bar. And Paul Conroy took that shot, which the second he kicked it, I was thinking that isn't going nowhere. It went straight across the goal, landed with Johnny Heaney, and over the bar. In the end, Kieran Malloy from Corofin. As easy as you would like. I mean, he literally just kicked it over like he was kicking it with his mates in the field. Paddy Clifford is back on for Jack Savage. And Jacqueline straight onto him again. And Dylan McHugh wins the kick out for Galway. And if they get another point here, the stadium will take off. It's Killian McDade. And Killian McDade has nailed it. Killian McDade scores for Galway. 47 minutes gone. And Galway are 2 points in front. They're really, really starting to believe now. You can see it in the fans. The Galway players have never, ever let that belief leave them. Paddy Clifford. And Kieran Malloy punches that. He really should have caught it. Stephen O'Brien. Running and brilliant defending by Kieran Malloy. Kerry turned over again. Paul Conroy. Fouled by Killian Spillane. If Galway can add as much scores in this period as they possibly can to give them the best chance of winning. Finian O'Lye is in for Galway. Sean O'Shea now for Kerry. To Jack Barry. Barry down the line now as far as Killian Spillane. Now it's Graham O'Sullivan. That shot was blocked. It's in there. It's dangerous. Gleeson came out. He's off his line. And it's a foul on Killian Spillane. It's a free kick. Conor Gleeson, man. The anxiety that this man can give you. What is he doing running out there? My God. Absolutely no need to do that. He's very lucky that Spillane didn't get around him. There's no need to come out there. And Joe here says, how are Kerry letting Galway hang in there? Kerry are way better. Yeah, I don't know. On paper, yeah, Kerry absolutely the better side on paper in terms of the talent that they have. But I don't know, is it the pressure? Because this team has been talked about for years and years as being a team that is going to come and take over Gaelic football. But they have to get over that initial hump of getting over the line in an All-Ireland final. Getting the donkey off the back, if you will. And Sean O'Shea has this free now for Kerry, which he slots over. They're only 1 point behind. They're being made to work for absolutely everything. That was such a kamikaze moment from Gleeson. I mean, you think that ball in was so clear that it was not his ball to come out for. And he left the goal so vulnerable. Jack Glynn for Galway just leaves Paddy Clifford for dust. From Clare Galway, he is one hell of a talent, Jack Glynn. One to watch out for sure. Jack Glynn now on the ball again. Inside to Paul Conroy. Back into the middle. John Daly. Finian O'Lye. To Matthew Tierney. Back to Finian O'Lye again. And O'Lye on the ball again. Paul Conroy trying to bring a bit of order to it. Liam Silk for Galway. Dylan McHugh from Corofin. Damien Comer. He's come a bit deeper, trying to take Jason Foley away from the goal. Finian O'Lye now. Now the job, just while we talk about the job that Jason Foley has been doing on Damien Comer has been magnificent. And that, for me, is all-star fullback obvious. It's got to be Jason Foley. Back to Kieran Malloy. If you're watching, who do you think is going to win now? It's so tight. Kieran Malloy. The shot in from Killian McDade is not a good one. Drop short to Shane Ryan. And after all that, Galway just give the ball back to Kerry. Stephen O'Brien. Tyg Morley. Switches it now to Brino Bjoglik. To Jack Barry. Gavin White now for Kerry, coming down the left-hand side of the pitch. Kerry being patient. Jack Barry. Brino Bjoglik now for Kerry. And the shot from Graham O'Sullivan. Well worked by Kerry, and Graham O'Sullivan, who has done a fantastic job marking Robert Finnerty, has now scored more than Finnerty, slotting it over for his first point of the game and first point in an All-Ireland football final, and he took it as if he'd kicked many, many more in his career. Conor Gleeson, the kick out to Jack Glynn. We are level again here at Croke Park. 52 minutes gone. Sean Kelly has been an inspiration throughout the championship for Galway. And that was a risky hand passing given away. And can Kerry turn over and make that count? Fell free to Kerry. Darren Moynihan. Diarmuid O'Connor. Paddy Clifford. Jack Glynn with him again. And this time Paddy Clifford gets by Jack Glynn and fell by him. And this will be a David Clifford free and a potential lead for Kerry at a crucial stage. 53 minutes gone. Paddy Clifford has tissues coming out of either nostril. It's a bit mad looking. That's how much he wants to play this game. And we know what this is going to be. David Clifford off the left boot, straight over the bar, no doubt in my mind. But one thing that Galway can absolutely say is that they are giving it everything they have. The only thing I would say as well about them is that they have made 3 or 4 big mistakes at times where they've literally hand-passed the ball straight to Kerry. And that was one of them. They just turned it over pretty lightly. Kerry now into the lead with David Clifford slotting that free. 15 points to 14. 53 and a half minutes gone. Galway need to show all the work that they've been doing on the mental side of the game, because everyone now will be expecting Kerry to power on for home. I'd say reasonably about 20 minutes left of the game. Gleeson bangs this kick out straight down the middle. Knocked down by Jack Barry, but only as far as Paul Conroy. Big shoulder. Matthew Tierney. Galway have men over. Paul Conroy stalled it. Galway had loads of men over, and they've absolutely wasted that. McDade took the shot on. Matthew Tierney was literally standing there in the penalty box completely free. Kerry have gotten away with that big time. And that's the only chance really that Galway have wasted. Up until that, they've been brilliantly efficient. Stephen O'Brien now. Drops it short. Conor Gleeson catches. Out to John Daly. What a leader this man has been. Liam Silk. Of course, son of former All-Ireland captain Ray Silk, won as Galway captain in 1998. Back here as far as Paul Conroy. Switches it to Kieran Malloy of Corofin, already 1 point to his name in this All-Ireland final. Malloy out to Damien Comer, playing a bit deeper now. He does need to get more into the game. Now it's Dylan McHugh. Paul Conroy. And brilliant turnover by Gavin White. Jumped up and took the ball off the 6'6" Patrick Kelly. Back now as far as Stephen O'Brien. Kerry on the ball. 56 minutes gone. They lead by 15 points to 14. Now it's Diarmuid O'Connor for Kerry. Michal Burns has the tracksuit top off. He's about to come in for Kerry. Now it's Paddy Clifford. Straight through over the bar. And that's the first score for Paddy Clifford of the game. And it's come at a massive time because Kerry now, for the first time, they lead by 2. And for Galway, it's massive now that they get the next point. Because if Kerry get 3 in a row, you could call it curtains almost. Because Kerry, the defense has been so good. Michal Burns has come in for Stephen O'Brien, who looks exhausted. O'Brien has covered every blade of grass and 2 crucial blocks in the first half at crucial stages. Of course, stopping that Johnny Heaney goal chance and then blocking Paul Conroy's shot for a point. Killian McDade. Dylan McHugh. The chance now coming from the Kerry crowd, believing this is their All-Ireland to win. Galway have been so good. Are they starting to gas a little? Dylan McHugh. Jack Lynn. Kieran Malloy. Off now as far as Paul Conroy. By God, how they could do with a point from him. Johnny Heaney fires a long ball in, and that is wasteful. Just pinged the ball wide. Absolutely no chance that Damien Comer was going to get anywhere near that because Heaney absolutely fired the ball miles up high. And that is not a good sign for Galway if you're trying to inspire confidence in what you can do. Cathal Sweeney, number 19, is coming in. And the man going off is Paul Conroy. Interesting. I don't really know why they're doing that, but who knows? I mean, Paul Conroy is absolutely one of Galway's key men, but maybe Joyce and Cian O'Neill have seen something that we don't know. 58 minutes gone. Now it is into David Clifford. Clifford can't even give him an inch of space. Diarmuid O'Connor to Jack Barry. Space opened up for Gavin White. Laid off to Killian Spillane. Jack Barry, not the man to shoot from there off his right, so he gives it back to Shawnee O'Shea. Tig Morley. Back into the centre here as far as Graham O'Sullivan. Michal Burns, first time touching the ball. Tig Morley. Been massive for Kerry's defensive system this season. Jack Barry. Did a great job on Brian Fenton in the semi-final. Back in now as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Real breakthrough season for Diarmuid O'Connor. Played all the league games, all the championship games. Having been a prospect for so long. Now David Clifford. To the brother Paddy. Fronted again by Jack Lynn. And that was way back as far as Tom O'Sullivan now. First time for him really proper getting forward. He cracks it off the outside of the left boot and wide. He's claiming Hawkeye. Umpire pretty confident that it was wide, but we're going to Hawkeye. Sean Hurston gives the signal, and this actually is crucial. Because if Kerry go 3 points in front, it's a massive task for Galway to pull it back. Wide. Yeah, okay, so Galway still hanging on by their fingernails now. 60 minutes gone. No wonder now will we see a replay where that looked like it was over the bar. You just never know with these things. Dylan McHugh. Kieran Malloy. Dylan McHugh. No wonder now. Was Conroy injured or something? I don't understand why you would take off a man like Paul Conroy. Mark Smith here says Sky Sports keeps pausing useless. Well, the Sunday game is on here, RTE. That's where I'm watching it on. And Galway have just won a foul there, I believe, on Killian McDade. Foul by Gavin White. Yeah, it was McDade. Big hit by Gavin White into the chest. Yeah, that's definitely a foul. That's a big hit. You know, he's earned that free. Yeah, damn right. And Coyne here says, on Galway. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Like, absolutely. They've absolutely shown, I've said absolutely 3 or 4 times now, but they've shown such determination, such composure to just stick with it when everyone was backing Kerry to really kind of walk to a victory. Owen Gallagher now, he's ready to come in, it looks like. Or is that Owen Finnerty, number 24? I believe it's Owen Finnerty, actually. This free is massive now. McDade, of course, who else popping up to win that free for Galway? He's been the man, the go-to man, the clutch player for them throughout the championship. That shot by Tom O'Sullivan. Oh my God, it's happened again. No, it hasn't. That was wide. And when they showed the replay of Tom O'Sullivan hitting that shot, I absolutely, for a split second, thought, oh my God, it's happened again. In an All-Ireland final, Hawkeye getting it wrong. Killian McDade is taking his time getting up, and he absolutely should. He got absolutely bust up there in that contact. It is Owen Finnerty going in for Galway. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's Johnny Heaney that's going off. I thought for a second that Killian McDade was going to have to go off, and I think that would have been almost a game for Kerry, because like, McDade is so crucial to Galway. Shot there of Paul Conroy. I mean, again, I still think he has to be injured or something, because you do not take Paul Conroy off if you're Galway if he's not injured. Shane Walsh here now, standing over this free for Galway. Another substitution coming in. This time it's Kerry, and it's Paul Murphy, number 17, coming in for Brino Bjuglik. Very, very good substitute to be able to bring in. 7 minutes of normal time remain. I imagine we'll get a big chunk of added time as well. Shane Walsh will take this free with his left foot from the hands to bring Galway back to within 1 point. They haven't scored since the 47th minute, but they've hung in. And Shane Walsh, they need it. He's got it. And he absolutely is crucial to them. And Pádraig Joyce gives a big G up to his players. It's been a long time coming for Galway. They've finally raised another white flag. 6 minutes of normal time remain, and whatever added, this is going right down to the wire. And Galway win the kick out. Damien Coma. Can they move quick? Sprays it out to the right-hand side. Patrick Kelly. They need to keep it moving quickly, and Patrick Kelly just slows down. Back as far as Coma. The hand pass inside to Killian McDade, who levels the game. Just like that. Galway hadn't scored since the 47th minute. They get 2 points in a minute to level it up again. Again, you cannot question their mental resolve, and their belief, because they hung in there and now they're level again. Gavin White for Kerry from Dr. Crokes into the middle. Diarmuid O'Connor for Kerry. Killian Spillane. Back as far as Jack Barry. To Shawnee O'Shea. He's been very, very quiet considering just how good he was. Liam Silk is the man who is picking up Sean O'Shea. So you have to give some credit to Silk. Paul Murphy. Gavin White for Kerry. The last 2 seasons, Kerry have exited in very unexpected circumstances. They would not want to do it again. Especially not at the final hurdle. Paul Murphy on the ball now for Kerry. Switch to the right. Lovely hand pass back inside. Paul Murphy takes it well. Fronted by Damien Comer, who is defending brilliantly and turning him over. Finian O'Lye cleans up, and Galway have turned over Kerry successfully. And John Daly's fouled. What? A free in for Kerry from that? For what? I didn't see anything there that was indicating that would be a free. Ah, that's harsh. Just let nothing go there. Just let it be nothing. David Clifford way back now. He's way out on the sideline. This is a proper curler of a kick. No better man to do it than David Clifford, though. Here we go. You already know the result before he even kicks it. I do understand the reasoning for giving the free. But my God, under those circumstances, with those stakes, cruel. Conor Gleeson's kick out now for Galway. They have been amazing. Kerry, that was Kerry's first point in 10 minutes. To Kieran Malloy. Matthew Tierney to Cathal Sweeney. Dylan McHugh has been skipping down this right side all day. And he's doing it again. Inside to Patrick Kelly. Kieran Malloy thought about the shot, didn't do it. Back to Dylan McHugh. 2 Cora Flynn lads. To Cathal Sweeney, who came in for Paul Conroy. Sweeney. Comer. To John Daly. Inside now as far as Rob Finnerty. Shane Walsh. Can he work a bit of magic again? Back out as far as Matthew Tierney. Galway hanging on to the ball. 68 minutes are gone. This is going down to the wire. Dylan McHugh. McHugh back as far as Killian McDade. Rushes the shot and it's wide. Of course, he's right to back himself. He's been incredible for Galway throughout the championship, but that one was a tough shot to take on, and it's gone wide. And this now is Kerry's game to lose. Shane Ryan out to the wing. Spotted the opportunity and went for it quickly. Jack Barry has had an amazing battle with Killian McDade in the midfield. Now it's Shane Ryan, the goalkeeper. Graham O'Sullivan. Switch now as far as Diarmuid O'Connor. Kerry have been waiting so long for this All-Ireland title. Down as far as Micheál Burns. Killian Spillane running at Kieran Malloy, and he's got past him. And the clutch player has popped up again. And that could be the one that just nudges Kerry just a little bit too far in front. 18-16 to Kerry. And the referee here. Oh, no. And Galway shooting themselves in the foot again. Oh, it's a throw ball. Galway messed up the kick out. I mean, talk about shooting yourself in the foot. On that stage, that's when you make a mess up on the kick out. It's Damien Comer against Jack Barry. And it's broken as far as Paddy Clifford. Straight at Conor Gleeson. And now it is Cathal Sweeney. Done really well there. Lovely hand pass to Killian McDade. Off he goes. And he's fouled. Very, very, very deliberate. They will be happy to give away those type of frees. Killian McDade protesting. 70 minutes are gone. Graham O'Sullivan clench fist tackle. And Kieran Malloy it was inside the 21-meter line when before Gleeson had taken the kick out. Graham O'Sullivan yellow carded. Shane Walsh is going to shoot from a crazy distance, right on the sideline, 45 meters out, and he's kicking from out of the hands. If any man would back himself on the form that he's on, it is Shane Walsh. And he is definitely capable. It definitely has the legs. And it's wide. He's been amazing today. He deserves this All-Ireland medal. He's been absolutely incredible. What I'm about watching here, the way that the goalkeeper can just slow the game down and walk out. Like, why the clock doesn't stop when the ball's gone out. Why you don't do the way that the ladies Gaelic football does it with the countdown clock and the ball stops. Instead of doing this bullshit with added time and trying to guess how much time the game has been stopped for. It just doesn't make sense to me. But anyway, that's a debate for another day. Kerry hanging onto the ball here. Tom O'Sullivan. All the way back as far as Shane Ryan. Joe O'Connor has a tracksuit top off. He's going to come in. And the clock won't be stopped. So that will be another 40 seconds taken up. And then now it's Sean O'Shea to Gavin White. And this could put the finishing on it. And it is. It's over the bar by Gavin White. 72 minutes gone. And Kerry, in my opinion, that is it. I'm devastated for Galway. I can't lie. They've been magnificent in this game. But it has gone close enough to the prediction that I said. I just believe that when it came down to the final 10 minutes, Kerry have the stronger bench. The likes of Killian Spillane, Adrian Spillane, they've made massive differences. And here comes another one. Joe O'Connor in, wearing number 21, replacing Paddy Clifford, who Jack Glynn did a tremendous job on. Kerry have completely dropped into their shell. 15 men inside the Kerry half of the field. They won't like it, but that's Tyrone and Armagh tactics and Jim McGuinness with Donegal tactics if I've ever seen it. Kieran Malloy. Dylan McHugh fires the ball in there. And Finian O'Leary punches it, picked up by Shane Ryan. Micheál Burns comes out with it for Kerry. And now it's going to be Operation Keep Ball. The entire Galway team have moved up. And now Kerry trying to hit them on the break. Micheál Burns. Can they get the insurance point? Sean O'Shea inside looking for Joe O'Connor. Gleeson's come out again. Gleeson fouls him. And that's it. Curtains. Yeah, that's it. There's no way that Sean O'Shea is going to miss this. And then Kerry win the All-Ireland for the 38th time in the county's history. Galway have been magnificent. I think Paul Conroy going off was crucial. They just ran out of gas. And in the period where the substitutes came on, Kerry had the stronger bench. And the substitutes told. Killian Spillane, Adrian Spillane, they've made the difference, in my opinion. Now it is Sean O'Shea taking a free from a 13-yard line. He could kick this with his eyes closed and he'd still put it over the bar. And with his eyes open, straight over the bar. Kerry 20 points, Galway 16. That is that. 74 and a half minutes played. Jack O'Connor once again has come into Kerry and won the All-Ireland in his first year. Can Galway get a consolation goal? Kieran Malloy boots it in there towards the edge of the square. And now Adrian Spillane catches it. Sean Hurston, it's all up to him. Dermot O'Connor fell by Cathal Sweeney. The referee's going to give a card to call. I'll just leave it, will you? Like, I do think, like, by the book, the referee is making the right decisions, but, like, common sense as well. Belted forward. Kieran Malloy now. Dylan McHugh. 75 minutes, 40 seconds. Way over time. Sean Kelly now for Galway. Just boots it forward. And it's gone wide. And that's it. In the second, Shane Ryan kicks this kick out. Kerry are All-Ireland champions for 2022. If you're just joining us, Galway hung in there. And when the substitutes came on in the third quarter, Killian Spillane, Adrian Spillane made massive differences, hit crucial points at crucial stages. David Clifford, massive for Kerry. And this could be the start of an era. Sean Hurston blows the full-time whistle. Kerry are All-Ireland champions for 2022. You can't say they don't deserve it. They have been magnificent throughout the championship. They beat Cork. They beat Limerick. They beat Mayo. They beat Dublin. And now they've beaten Galway in the All-Ireland final. David Clifford was absolutely magnificent in this game. Absolutely fantastic. At crucial stages when Kerry needed him to be, he stood up and was counted and was magnificent. I'm devastated for Galway. I think they gave absolutely everything that they have. They're a young team. They will be back. But this Kerry team is only going to get better and better. And that's what's kind of scary about it. The likes of Paul O'Shea, Paul Wallstad are just going to come in and make them even better. Stefan O'Cumbar as well. I mean, just seeing him there next season, will he be involved? It's crazy what they could be able to achieve. The Galway lads gave everything they had to it. And there were a few minutes there where I did think that Galway might be about to kind of kick on for a famous potential upset. But the favourites have done it. And I said Kerry from the start of the year. I did truly believe that this would be their year. And it has been their year. And they have been magnificent. So there is going to be a full match review coming in just a few minutes on the YouTube channel. So make sure you check out that. And then there will be a full match review as well with Luke coming on the channel. So make sure you check that out as well. Kerry are All-Ireland champions for 2022, beating Galway by 20 points to 16 points. That has been the live stream. Thank you so much for joining. It really means a lot. And until the next one, guys, take care.